Oh, hi there. It's good to see you again.
Welcome back to the final episode of British Food.
Might not be the final episode. As you know, if TV shows and movies do well, they always have sequels. So, we will do our best to not kill off one of the main characters in this episode.
Main characters? You mean us?
It could be the cats.
Well, this episode is about 7 days of typical British breakfast.
Also known as 7 days of bread. So, we're starting with the most famous English breakfast. The full English breakfast. It includes everything that British people would eat for breakfast. The rest of the episode is just mixing and matching those ingredients. It includes tomato, mushrooms, bacon, sausage, hash browns, baked beans, black pudding, eggs and toast. Toy forced me to eat the black pudding. I think it was revenge for the snoring video. It's dried pig's blood in a sort of sausage shape. It's absolutely disgusting and I have no idea why it became popular. Many people think that it's called English because it's commonly thought to have been invented in England, but that's not true. It was invented by a man called English MacDougall, who just happened to have a very large appetite. When they finally invented a breakfast large enough for him, they decided to name it after him and what it achieved. The full English. Yes, you're right. Drinking English breakfast tea with full English breakfast is required by law. So when you get full English from a restaurant, it's always the quality of the sausage that's the defining factor. The next breakfast that we're having is eggs and soldiers. To make it, you boil the egg, making sure to keep the yolk soft, then butter the toast if you like, and cut it into strips. It's very quick and easy to make. This one's great for me, because you actually do eat the crusts of the bread, so Toy can't waste any food. This was invented during the Second World War. Soldiers would line up bits of toast on top of the walls of the trenches to confuse the enemy and get them to waste their bullets by shooting at them. The soldiers would then proceed to hide behind the walls and eat eggs. It has evolved over time into dipping the toast into the eggs. The goal of the exercise is to make the yolk explode all over the place. If you don't get some yolk dripping down the side of the egg, you've done it wrong. Childhood time. You have to be really careful not to get any of the shell as you go around the edge. Don't worry, the meow was not part of the breakfast. She is still alive. And our next one is Eggs Benedict. A muffin is a type of British bread with a slightly dense, squidgy texture, not to be confused with the sweet muffins like a blueberry muffin. The green thing used here is an egg poacher, because British people are incompetent at the traditional method of poaching eggs. Toy did both techniques, but I think it made no difference. It is now a very popular brunch option in cafes for millennials who are often seen to spend upwards of £15 just for this meal of a muffin, poached egg and hollandaise sauce. Another total waste of money that has become popular recently is avocado on toast, which is literally a piece of toast with an avocado on it. Why would anyone ever pay for this? It doesn't even require cooking. This was invented by two men, Ben and Richard. A nickname in English for Richard is Dick, so it became known as Eggs Ben and Dick, which eventually became Benedict. And now we're moving on to scrambled eggs on toast. The story behind this British delicacy is that someone accidentally forgot to remove an egg from a pocket of a pair of trousers when they put them in the washing machine, and as a result, the egg got thoroughly shaken up. After this, the egg was cooked, and the smooth, squidgy texture of the scrambled egg was born. It was later discovered that you didn't need to do this in a washing machine, and just breaking the eggs into a bowl and whisking them was also viable. The toast should be the easiest part of this breakfast to make. Every UK household owns a toaster, which has a timer for how long you want to cook the toast, and yet Toy manages to burn the toast every single time. Mushrooms are a really common breakfast vegetable in the UK because they're included in the full English. I tried to do another, you interrupted me reading intro. I don't think it went very well.
Oh.
My acting was so bad.
So those 6 words now going to come out now.
6.
6.
Kay always leaves the crust. Every time. What a waste of food. And we're on to toast with jam and marmalade. Obviously, all British people like to copy Paddington Bear and eat marmalade for breakfast quite often. Of course, to acquire the recipe, ancient British people had to travel to Peru and torture Paddington until he gave up the recipe voluntarily. Many people think that marmalade is made from oranges, but it's actually about 60% sugar, so it should really be called sugar with some oranges in. It's not sweet though, because the oranges that you use are incredibly sour before you add the sugar in. But the enemies also scale with you, so it just keeps getting harder and harder as you go. Croissants? Yes, croissants are not English, they're French. We got frozen ones that you just stick in the oven. Before COVID, you could get fresh ones from the bakery every day. Croissants are called croissants because the French word croissance means growth, and when you cook them, they grow at least double in size. This origin story is actually true, unlike the previous 5, which are all complete lies. Surprise! I made them all up. You can eat them plain, with jam, or stuffed with all sorts of different things because they're pretty much just another sort of bread. These ones were stuffed with ham and cheese, like a sandwich, and then baked to melt the cheese. Naturally, Toy burnt them, but she cleverly didn't show you. Croissants are probably my favourite breakfast now, but unfortunately they're only good when they're fresh, so it's not convenient to have them every day. And finally, we're on to porridge and cereal. Porridge and cereal are 2 distinct things in the UK. The words cannot be used interchangeably. Cereal does not require any cooking. You add milk, you eat it. Done. Porridge is like congee. It's really boring on its own, but when you add things to it, it can be delicious. If you just want a quick breakfast, brown sugar is enough. However, in this one, Toy added sliced banana, blueberries, almond butter, blueberry compote, and seeds, because it looks fancy like in a restaurant. It also happens to taste really nice. This was the only breakfast that we had that didn't include any bread, but I guess you could have porridge on toast if you must.
If you're still watching, thank you for getting to the end.
I hope you enjoyed my very accurate histories of the food that we had.
You mean your lies?
I don't call it that.
So if you do want to see another episode of British food, please give us 点赞、投币、收藏。See you next time. Bye.
Bye.